If you scroll through social media long enough, something strange eventually happens. At first, it feels normal. You see faces, moments, updates. But over time, you begin to notice how much you know about people you barely speak to anymore. You know where they went last weekend, what they ate, who they're dating, how they look, carefully framed, filtered, repeated. You've seen their smiles so often that they start to feel familiar. And then, slowly, another realization appears. Almost nothing about you is there. No selfies, no posed photos, no updates proving that you're present, active, visible. Your life is happening. Days pass. Conversations happen. Experiences accumulate. But almost none of it is documented. And for a brief moment, you feel something shift. You wonder if that makes you invisible, or worse, abnormal. People rarely confront you openly about it. They do it subtly. They ask casually, almost playfully, "Why don't you post?" Sometimes they sound curious, sometimes suspicious. Are you hiding something? And occasionally, it lands sharper than intended. You know, people might think you're insecure. At first, you brush it off. But after hearing it enough times, it starts echoing internally. You begin asking yourself questions you never needed before. Am I afraid of being seen? Is this avoidance? Is there something wrong with me? Because when everyone around you is visible, choosing not to be starts to feel like a quiet violation of an unspoken rule. Somewhere along the way, we learned that rule. Nobody announced it. Nobody wrote it down. But everyone seems to obey it. If you don't document your life, it doesn't fully exist. Visibility became proof of confidence. Posting became evidence of self-worth. Being seen became confused with being secure. Silence, on the other hand, became suspicious. And not posting your face, that was quickly labeled fear, insecurity, social weakness. But repetition doesn't make something true. It just makes it familiar. Psychology suggests something very different. People who avoid posting their own image often operate from a stronger internal self-reference. Their identity isn't constantly adjusted through feedback. It doesn't rise and fall with reactions, likes, or comments. Instead of asking, "How do I look to others?" they more often ask, "How do I experience myself?" That difference matters more than it sounds. Some identities are externally regulated. They stabilize through reflection. They need to be seen in order to feel real. Approval strengthens them. Disapproval destabilizes them. Other identities are internally anchored. They remain consistent even when no one is watching. They don't dissolve in silence. They don't depend on mirrors. For people like this, not posting isn't avoidance. It's alignment. Their sense of self doesn't require continuous external confirmation. And that's not a deficit. It's a different psychological structure. Think of it like architecture. Some people live like storefronts, large windows, bright lights, everything arranged to be visible from the outside, movement, display, constant openness. Others live like houses with thick walls, quiet, warm, private. You don't see much from the outside, but that doesn't mean nothing is happening inside. One structure isn't better than the other, but they're built for very different ways of living. Posting your image repeatedly doesn't just show your life. It subtly changes how you move through it. You begin anticipating how moments will look. You adjust expressions. You frame experiences. Even when the camera isn't there, part of you is already observing yourself. People who don't post often move differently. They're not living for an audience. They're living inside their moments. And if this feels uncomfortably familiar, you don't need to explain it. Just notice it. Understanding this doesn't remove the pressure. In fact, sometimes it increases it. Because even when you intellectually know that not posting isn't a weakness, you still see what visibility does for others. You watch people build audiences, reputations, entire identities. You see opportunities flowing toward those who are visible. And slowly, another question appears. What if staying invisible means falling behind? You start wondering whether silence has a cost, whether not being seen means not being considered, not being chosen, not being remembered. This isn't vanity. It's a rational response to an environment that increasingly rewards exposure. The pressure isn't internal, it's structural. When visibility becomes currency, choosing depth over exposure starts to feel risky, and that creates a specific kind of anxiety, not the fear of being disliked, but the fear of being overlooked. Here's the critical distinction most people miss. Visibility is not value, it's leverage. Some people grow horizontally. They expand reach. They multiply touch points. They optimize for exposure. This creates momentum, but it also creates instability. Because horizontal growth depends on constant maintenance. Attention must be renewed. Presence must be reinforced. Identity must stay performative. Others grow vertically. They invest downward, not outward. Fewer observers, stronger bonds, more continuity over time. People who don't post their pictures often fall into this second category. They prioritize memory over documentation, presence over performance, depth over broadcast. This kind of growth is slower, but it compounds differently. It produces less comparison stress, less identity fragmentation, less pressure to constantly adjust who you are. These people often appear calmer, not because they care less, but because their self-worth isn't renegotiated in public. They're less reactive to trends, less destabilized by approval or rejection. Their development isn't optimized for algorithms. It's optimized for coherence. There's something else worth stating clearly. Not everything meaningful benefits from exposure. Some experiences lose depth when they're displayed. Some moments collapse under observation. A conversation that only exists between two people. A skill developed without applause. A relationship that doesn't need witnesses. The people who don't post their faces aren't missing. They're simply elsewhere. In conversations instead of comment sections, in skills instead of updates, in lives that don't require proof. Their absence online is not emptiness, it's selectivity. And that selectivity protects something important, a sense of self that remains intact even when no one is watching. If you're someone who lives more than you post, you don't need to correct that. You don't need to compensate for it. Not every life is meant to be displayed. Not every identity needs an audience. And in a culture obsessed with being seen, choosing not to perform can be one of the clearest signals that you know who you are.